Hi, friends. Okay, I had to come upstairs real quick and make a video, and this time I'm gonna hope my mic doesn't die. If you saw the last video, you know why. Hi, puppy boy. We're in the guest room again. So, welcome to my guest room. Hi, big boy. And a thunderstorm is on its way. Okay. So, like over the past few years, I've been like a lot more into journaling. I used to be into journaling like aggressively, like every day I would journal in my like late teens and well, honestly, through like my like late teens through to like my mid-ish 20s, we'll say. And hi puppy, are you watching? I'm being stared at. I'm being monitored. Yeah. The dog police are on site. No, he's a good boy. Okay, so I've always been really into journaling, and then I took like a really massive hiatus when it was almost like life was like really, really, really busy, and like I was pretty consistently like going to music shows, like local music shows, and I was going to, you know, a lot of hours at work and so on and so forth, and like building my relationship with my spouse and all that jazz. So I took a really long hiatus. And then over the last few years, as I've gotten more into like changing my brain and the like learning how my thoughts work and like how that changes my life, I got back into writing. And then like over the past, I'm going to say like it started probably in the winter, like towards the middle to end of this past winter. I just like I don't want to say I didn't feel motivated to write because there was this part of me that's like, oh yeah, I could sit down and write. But then I'd sit down and write and it's like, actually, my brain is one giant fog ball and I have no idea what I even wanted to sit down and write about. And then I kind of get in this like mind space where I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to sit down and I'm not going to know what to write, or I've got to be this way, or I've got to be that way when I write. Even though in reality, it's like literally just me writing by myself, to myself, with myself, whatever way you want to think about it. You know, like nobody else will ever see or hear this. The storm clouds are getting crazy. I'm not a storm galley. I don't love it. It actually makes me kind of nervous. The good news is we live in a house with a basement. So for some reason, what I fear is actually like tornadoes, which is not incredibly common, like knock on wood, but we have a basement, so that brings me a little bit of calm for, you know, safety and so on and so forth. But anywho, beside the point. So why am I talking about writing? Because today I decided I would sit down and just write. I have this thing from somebody I follow on social media, and it's almost like these questions, but it's not like your typical. It's actually more geared to like, what do I want to say? Like planning your week, I guess, and like reviewing your past week. Which obviously, because I didn't do it last week, this being like, say, the first week of the run, like I wouldn't have had a last week to review, but I can think about my week going forward. And I was like, okay, that's the perfect thing for me to like hopefully like break the ice of writing. And no, I don't want to sit down and write every day. I just don't think that like that's a priority for me, which is fine. But I did actually segue into me writing just a little bit more freeform, not just like answering the questions. And that's a beautiful thing. And then I sort of finished writing and I was like, yeah, that was good. You know, I got some things out of my brain that I don't necessarily think were bothering me, but I've also come to this realization that I think sometimes like writing it down or making a list or something is beneficial because I can't forget anything, but also it means that it's not like my brain actively trying to remember that like I need to do XYZ or I need to remember whatever. Like it just gives me the tiniest like bit of brain space. And I've actually been finding recently that that's been super duper helpful. So, hot tip for the day, if you feel like you have a million things in your noodle, just brain dump it. I prefer to like actually physically write it, like pen and paper, but you could 100% do it on a phone app or do it as a voice recording, something you can just like re-reference easily. Cause again, that's like, you don't want it to be a pain in the ass to bring up your list or whatever. Or like, I don't know, sometimes just like dumping it out of my brain is enough for me to, yeah, just like have this little bit more brain space or like more brain energy, like more brain waves to be able to actually use towards something else that could use that energy. So I had finished writing today and then I was just kind of like, I decided to watch some YouTube. Surprise. And all of a sudden it hit me and I was like, hold on a sec. So I grabbed my pen and paper again. Well, it's like a notebook. It's literally like a notebook from the dollar store because low key, the Dollaramas in Canada, good notebooks. Good prices on notebooks too, because for some reason, notebooks are like unreal expensive. And it's like, I don't need anything fancy. I need lines on paper and a coil to keep it all together. But I was like, okay, hold on. I'm just gonna like stream of consciousness kind of write. And it hit me because I've felt like I've been like craving something, like I don't mean food or anything, like something in life. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I can't figure it out. I've been like reading books and watching podcasts and videos. And I'm like, well, maybe I just need to like get back into like reading like the stories that I like to read, like actual books. Or like maybe I need to like just move my body or just change something about my eating or just, and like that's going to be the thing that catapults me back into like not having this feeling of like needing or wanting something. And it's not like what am I trying to say here? I lost my train of thought watching the storm again. It makes me kind of nervous. Maybe not the best place to be filming right this second, but everything's all set up here. So but like I've just been like wanting something and I was just like I've been searching and hoping that like something was going, because it's like I still feel like me, it just feels like me like wanting like something is like missing, just this little something, and I haven't been able to figure it out. And it hit me as I was writing like a friggin' freight train. Like it just hit me and I've been waiting, I've been trying. And I mean, okay, knowing what I need doesn't actually fix how to get what I've discovered I need, but it is a step in the right direction. I've discovered that I think what I've been missing is that true, full feeling of being inspired. Sounds simple, I know. And I don't know why it didn't hit me sooner. Probably because I needed to write about it. Get some things out of my noodle. I should know that better by now. But I don't, apparently. But it just, I wrote it and I was like, oh my God. Like I just knew that this is what I've been searching for. And I mean that in like every sense, not just like, it's just like, I mean it in it affecting every bit of my everyday, my sleep, my eating, my everything, like my moving my body, my wants to do things, everything. And I think it's especially hitting me in YouTube, creating YouTube, because I find when I'm super reflective, it's so much easier to make the type of videos that I like to make, you know, these sort of talking head. I mean, I like to make vlogs too, don't get me wrong, but I haven't even been motivated really to do that. So it's like, is something wrong? I've been like questioning this about me. But in reality, I just think that I've been missing feeling inspired. And I've been like actively really searching to try to figure that out. And now that I have a word to describe it, you know, or words to describe it, you know, looking for inspiration, I think I might have a better time actually fulfilling that. And then I can feel more fully like myself. And I had to come here and just chat about it. I don't know if this is helpful for anybody else or if there is any inspiration in this for anybody else, but I also want to, like, we're friends here. Or if you're new here, hi. But that's what I want this space to be like. I want people to be able to come and be able to just express what they need to express. There was lightning. Okay, well, on that note, I just wanted to share this and thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to be here. We're five subscribers away from 50, and I'm looking forward to streaming very, very, very soon. I am like manifesting this to the universe. And I'm gonna go have anxiety about the storm coming. It actually just started raining. That's a good sign. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all soon.